how old was David when he slayed Goliath? If you ask the internet, they're going to say he's about 15 to 19. I think we can actually get a little bit closer on that. David's dad, Jesse, had at least 10 children. He had 8 sons and 2 daughters. At the time of David and Goliath, Jesse's 8 sons, notice here, he sends 3 of them. They follow Saul into battle, and that's against the Philistines, to which their champion is Goliath. And it lists who went. So Eliab was the firstborn, Abinadab was the secondborn, and Shamu was the third one. Now we know that the average age of going to battle would have been 20 years and over. We know this because of the exile when they come out of Egypt. So we look at the tree, we math it out, we say that the thirdborn would have had to have been 20. Because why would 3 go and not the 4th or the 5th, right? Remember that one of the sons, which is potentially David's twin brother, was alive at this time, but then passed away. We worked on that yesterday, remember? So let's say we have a 20-year-old, a 21, and a 22-year-old. Then we work backwards. We go from the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. We're going to add in the daughters because it does mention 2 daughters. Assuming he had 1 wife, 1 child per year, that would mean that David and his potential twin brother would have been 14 years old. 2 words that Saul uses to describe the boy is youth as well as stripling. Now, youth gives kind of a broad range, anything from a baby, a boy, a child, a young man. Obviously, he's not a baby. He's going off to war and he's going to slay Goliath and chop his head off. And we know he was tending 2 sheep in the field. And stripling specifically means young man, okay? So we can get rid of the baby part. But the word youth is actually used for anything from a baby to an adolescent. So that covers the teen years. If we look at the timeline that I created, 14 fits. So we know King David is born in the year 2916. I had put him, before finding out this information, at about like 11 or 12 years old. But mathing it out, I firmly believe that he was 14. It fits perfectly. On top of that, he doesn't go home after that. He's now under the wing of King Saul from that point on. He never goes back to Jesse's house. And then in the year 2946, he becomes king.